6:55 p.m. on this Wednesday evening, June 10th, 2026. Wow, we're already having some nastiness moving in rather quickly. There's all kinds of debris in the air, and well, we have a lot of swirling to this leaf material. It is starting to sprinkle a little bit. Of course, I do not believe that any precipitation is coming through this blackish colored material here. Rather, it is coming through the permacloud conditions, the milky white haziness. But yeah, we have a lot of... Oh, and we've already had one pop that caused a couple of seconds of power outage. It snapped back on, but that's indication that there's some type of weakness in the... Oh crap. In the grid somewhere. Hold on. Water on the lens. Now I don't know if we are to experience anything of severity. I have not looked at the radar. I have not tuned into any news reports or weather updates through the news. I don't even like being out here with it just slightly peppering, if you will. It is still quite humid out here. Okay, a little bit of rumble that has begun. I do have my air conditioner on, so and being relatively close to that, you're probably going to hear that hum rather than a lot of the rumbles. And oh, I just heard another pop somewhere off in the distance. Whether that was electric related or not, I don't know. Typically, if it's a transformer, yeah, there's quite a lot of noise, sparks and all that. But if it's a substation that's affected, that's when we have yeah, major outage. Once again, I am getting peppered by so-called, well, I'll just say from fallout. Now we're getting the smell in the air. That smell associated with rain, if you know what I'm trying to describe. Kind of halfway expecting to see some hail. It is coming down much heavier out here now. Boy, it's just got a funky smell to it. It's got that garden hose smell, you know, when you first turn on the garden hose, and the smell of the water that's been in the garden hose getting warm, right? Yeah, that's what it smells like. And it smells just like hot water through a garden hose. Oh, yeah, I'm getting kind of pelted here. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this recording. Shut off the air conditioner, and but then again, this could pass by right quick, and we could be right back to heavy humidity, if you will. Yeah, I'm getting some Yeah, getting some rumbles of thunder and whatnot. Now, all in all, yeah, I've done quite a little bit of recording today. Oh, there's some lightning. Got a flash. Let's go ahead, crouch down, and we'll look upwards. I don't know if we'll get any more flashes or not. But once again, you know, if you've been following along with my earlier content, I was explaining the situation of, well, basically what led up to this scenario that's currently happening. You know, we got the aircraft and their heavy activities. And then, of course, we get the permacloud sky. We get the heat that's, well, we get some exposure of the sun that, you know, real quick heated up the skies. Yeah, we got a hummingbird buzzing around out here. Yeah, and then of course we get this cloud layering to lock in the heat, and of course all that mixed together, as well as a few other factors, and lo and behold, you get the fallout. You know, it's no longer the factor of the simple process that we were taught in school over evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, which also includes factors of saturation and supersaturation, because that was in reference to clouds holding water. What do we call it when it is just white skies with no formations or structures? Completely different than years back, when we actually had rain through those three steps, once again, of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. We don't have that process any longer because of what they claim is not happening and that nobody is doing. But yet, for 10 years, I have been recording the processes that take place. This year, well, it's been a little bit different. The patterns have been changing. The operations have been changing. The weather has been changing. All in all, in order to continue on with a narrative through an agenda. Yeah. Alright, I guess this is just as boring as being out there in the woods, so we'll go ahead and end this. Once again, I know there was something else I wanted to make mention of, but once again, yeah, even the lightning is manufactured. The winds are manufactured. And then when you figure in the crafts themselves, and as far as jet fuel, logged hours for flight time, have you ever been curious about these pilots? And when, you know, you hear these pilots, oh yeah, well this person has had so many flight hours logged in. I tell you what, either somebody is paying out just oodles and oodles of money, paying pilots and fuel prices for, your jet fuel prices and all that. Man, as much as what they are flying back and forth 24/7, that's gotta be ridiculously expensive. So maybe these are unmanned flights for the most part. And whether they are actual life, your real life-size jets or drones. Because with today's sciences, I imagine that they could come up with a concoction that once it mixes with the air, that you could have a type of material that could actually expand and thicken and create lines that run for miles and miles and miles, and then eventually transform and mutate and morph out. Think about this stuff, people. And this is all through observations that I have made over the years, and I'm going to leave it at that, because once again, we'll leave off with something to think about. Toodles, take care. Have a great one. Skywise out.